Hi, Christy here again. For those of you that have not seen me, I have created a channel that I am focusing on mental health. I was diagnosed with bipolar and severe anxiety about 4 years ago, and I'm kind of on here just to discuss what I've found, and it's alarming. So I have a couple videos. I'll get into this here in a second, but I do have a couple videos. One was just kind of an intro into my channel, gives a little bit more detail as to what I've gone through. And then I did do a story the other day. It was when I was diagnosed. So today what I really want to touch on though, which is probably where I felt the need mostly to start a YouTube channel on this, multiple reasons. First, I don't feel like there's enough people that I've seen out there talking about what they've gone through. When I looked up bipolar anxiety, it's usually a medical professional, which I think is great. But as I've mentioned in my other videos, I feel like the most I've gained in learning that I have this disability is talking to other people, talking to people that have gone through the same thing. That being said, I have a huge concern. I have a huge concern. And my concern is the involvement of pharmaceutical companies in our healthcare system. I can't tell you how many different medications I was put on, how many times the dosages were increased, and God knows what that's going to do to me for the rest of my life. These medications are very intense. The side effects are not to be joked with or taken lightly. And the amount of people being diagnosed with a mental illness that I've seen is rising at an alarming rate. Absolutely alarming. That being said, I feel it's become the norm. If anybody is having a hard time or struggling, that they're diagnosed with some sort of a mental illness. That's what I see. Do I feel there are people that absolutely need the medication or have some sort of a disability? 100%. And do I think that the medication works for a lot of people? Yes. But I also have learned in my journey that one key element that I have seen missing is when we go in and talk to these medical professionals. I didn't get one lab drawn. I didn't get any questions asked of me except for, are you wanting to hurt yourself? Or, just kind of the standard intake form stuff. I wasn't asked anything about my daily habits. My concern is I don't want American citizens becoming paychecks to pharmaceutical companies, because it's really easy to give somebody medication, especially when there isn't a defined test that you can give somebody as far as pulling blood work or anything like that that's going to tell you they truly have an illness. I feel that it has become the norm and almost a safe place for doctors to have somebody come in that's struggling and put them on medication. I don't agree with that. It almost killed me. I'm going to tell you right now that it almost killed me. Hardest 4 years of my life. Hardest 4 years of my life on my family, my loved ones, friends, everybody. My financial life, like it absolutely devastated me. So my concern is when I went in and was struggling, I had nobody take labs. If anybody knows anything about your body, if your body is deficient in any vitamins, it can absolutely disrupt your entire body. You can have physical ailments, you can have mental issues, you can have so many things, and it could be as easy as a vitamin deficiency. That is infuriating to me. Infuriating. We're putting people on medication that is ultimately going to cause long-term effects when maybe they're vitamin D deficient. Like, that's a big issue to me. And I'm concerned that I'm not seeing a lot of people speak up about this. Other questions. What's your living situation? People get depressed because maybe they're tight on money or having to move in with family. I found out I was bipolar when I got divorced. Well, I had to move in with family because I was going through a divorce. My whole life was flipped upside down. And that was never taken into a consideration. I just went in and they gave me medicine and I'm like, okay, this is going to fix me. It didn't fix me. It made my life hell for 4 years. Another issue is, physical health. Your physical health is one of the biggest things that will play a part in your mental health. If you are not taking care of yourself physically, getting exercise in, sleeping, doing these things that keeps your body running and healthy, you are not going to have a healthy mind. That was never asked or suggested. And the last thing, what's your daily thought process? If in today's world, it's become, I feel like, more of the norm for people to be a little bit more kind of down. And I do feel like a lot of that has to do with different social medias, different things like that, right? It's hard to live up to these expectations that we feel are upon us by being so involved in each other's lives and the fake part of our lives. So I feel that there are so many things that are being missed, and it's terrifying. If I can do anything by speaking up, it would be to help somebody not have to go through what I went through, to not have my kids see what I've gone through, to not, hurt people that truly love me, because I was on so many medications and I was so absolutely unhealthy and almost out of my mind. Again, I'm going to say this, I say it in every video. I am not a doctor. I'm not a psychiatrist, a counselor, nothing. I'm only giving you my experience. But I encourage anybody that has been on medication and they are not feeling okay still, speak up. You have to advocate for yourself. You got to self-educate, because that's one thing that's missing. There's very little information that's given to us when we get diagnosed with something like this. But if you're not feeling okay, you've got to keep pushing. You have to stand up for yourself. I've had doctors be very pushy on me taking medications or adding, upping my dosage and different things like that. Almost frustrated when I didn't want to try new meds. So again, if you're not feeling okay, nobody knows your body like you. You have to speak up for yourself. So I would love to get some feedback on this. I really would, because again, this to me is a crisis right now. It's an absolute crisis. We see mental health affecting so much of everyday life for everybody. And I want to bring awareness, and I just don't want somebody to have to ever go through what I've gone through. So that's what I've got for today. Please comment, subscribe, share. I would love that. I just want to help people. And again, if you guys have any questions, please leave a comment. Thanks.